Who did not do the homework? Raise your hand, honestly. If you don't do the homework, the class will be really, really hard because you won't be able to follow and read smoothly. And when we get to other things, you will struggle and then everything will be slowed down. You must find time to do the homework in this class. If you're in this class, you have to spend at least half an hour doing homework outside of class time. No two questions about it. Otherwise, you won't get the benefit of the class. So I realized many people were not doing the homework from the poll responses. You must find time to do the homework. Whether you do it right after class, whether you do it, I don't know when, you find time and you have to do it, okay? Especially once we start grammar. Now, the homework was to see how many mistakes you could find. And well, I saw who responded in the poll. If you did the homework but you didn't get a chance to check the answers to see if you got it right, that is fine. Most important is doing the homework, right? So here's the verdict. I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mistakes. I don't think anybody said 10 in the chat. 9 was the highest we got up to. I think that also because one person said 9, everyone was like, no, there must be more. There must be more, and then started to look for more. So here, this was missing a ooh. Then pa was missing a halant. Ja and ra were reversed. Arjuna, not Ajruna. Then va was missing a halant. Sh was supposed to be the other sh. Then E was not supposed to be E, it was supposed to be I, short A. Ra was missing a halant, sh was missing a halant, and nga was missing a halant. Right, so quite a few halants were missing, and some letters were actually different. You have to be diligent to catch the mistakes. Okay, so those who did not do it, please do it today. Now you'll have double homework to do today. You have to catch up yesterday's homework also. Okay. Now, we're going to start our introduction to Sanskrit and English grammar. So what does a fox and a dog have to do with that? I want you all to think of the simplest English sentence that you can make with a fox and a dog. You don't have to write it, you just have to think it. And today I'll be a magician and I'll read your mind. No, you don't need to tell me. Just think it in your mind, right? The simplest English sentence you can come up with a fox and a dog. Everyone have a sentence in your mind? Okay. So it could be something like a fox ate a dog, meaning the fox attacks the dog in some way. It could be something like the fox played with the dog. There's a mutual relationship between them. Or it could be something like the fox ran from the dog. So the fox is scared of the dog. So your sentence would have been one of the 3 brackets. Right? One attacking the other, or both of them are friends. It doesn't matter. Was your sentence along the lines of this? Or the fox and dog as nouns and then some verb there? Your sentence sounded kind of sort of like this? Okay. In Sanskrit, everybody please pay attention. No like silly chat messages. Pay attention now, right? In English, what is the word fox and the word dog? What grammatical word would be there for them? Does everybody know? Say it. I can see you. Just verbally say it with them on mute itself. Fox and dog would be considered. No, not animal. What grammatical word would you use to describe these two? Please just stay muted, everybody. I can see what you're saying, right? So just
Noun, yeah.
muted, you say it, right? Don't unmute yourselves. 1 second. Let me change this. Okay. The correct answer, quite a few people got it, is noun. Right? Dog and fox are considered nouns in English grammar. Hmm? Okay. What about ate, played, ran? That would be what? Correct. Many people getting this one too. That would be a verb. What is a and the? Does anyone know the English grammatical official word for that? I see some heads scratching, people looking at me like, what? Why are you asking such a terrible question? The word for the and these kind of words in English is an article. Right? They're considered articles. Did you know that? Well, now you know. Okay. What about with and from? Anyone remember? I mean, you must have known it once upon a time. Yeah, I see some people saying it. Oh, preposition. To make a simple sentence, I'm not saying a sentence fancy like the quick brown fox ran over the lazy dog, not so complicated, right? But to make a simple sentence, very simple sentence in English, you need a noun, you need a verb, you need an article, and unless you want to say things like the fox ate the dog and the fox saw the dog, right? If you want to say anything a little more than that, you also need prepositions. These are the 4 things that you need if you're making a very simple English sentence. Everybody knows this is how English works. Now, with Sanskrit, it is a little different. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just saying different, right? In Sanskrit, if you wanted to say the first sentence, a fox ate a dog, it would be something like in English, it would be fox ate dog. What is missing? The articles are missing. There's no there's no the in Sanskrit. No article. Doesn't exist. So when you start to use Sanskrit, you will feel like some word is missing, right? And the is implied. So there's no lesson like when to say versus un. No word to say when to say, no lesson when to say the versus the, right? No articles, they're inside the words. Then the other one is like, it would be like this. Fox played with dog. And with dog will be one word. The with is inbuilt into the word dog. So again, there will be just 3 words in this sentence, right? There's no separate prepositions in Sanskrit. The prepositions are built in to the words. So call it environmentally friendly, call it different, call it easier, call it whatever you want. I'm not labeling it as anything. It is not the same as English, right? So now, if you were to make very simple sentences in Sanskrit, 2D, you can draw a 2D house, a 2D Sanskrit house with just 2 walls. Obviously, you need a foundation, and the foundation is our bricks. In fact, every wall is only built with bricks, and the bricks in Sanskrit are our alphabets. If your alphabets are not strong, your language is not strong. But with nouns, wall 1, and verbs, wall 2, you can build a Sanskrit house of simple sentences. You don't need to learn many things. You learn the concept of nouns, you learn the concept of verbs, and you're good to go. This is Sanskrit at its simplest, right? You will need to know verbs and you will need to know nouns to be able to make any sentences. So far, so good? So far, so good. Okay. So then let us get straight into nouns. Nouns are the first thing that we are going to study. I think everybody knows a noun is a place, thing, or person. And then depending on if it's a common noun or a, what's it called? Proper noun, you use small letter, capital letter, none of that, right? There's different rules around nouns in Sanskrit. So now I need everybody to pay really close attention to nouns. They're different than English. Okay, so you can write this down. Nouns have 3 characteristics. Please, you should not be looking for your pencil at this time. You should have it ready from the beginning. Huh? Yeah. Just because it's online doesn't mean I don't know what's going on over there. Those whose videos are off, a friendly reminder to put them on. Nouns have 3 characteristics. 1, gender. 2, number. 3, case. And they determine how you use the noun. You write it down and I will explain it. When you're done, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. So they determine how you use the noun means, like, for example, if you have the word deer in English, right? D-E-E-R. And you want to say a whole set of these deers. Well, knowing the word, you have to understand, oh, when you have deer, plural is not deers, plural is deer, correct? And if you want to say a whole set of them, you can't say plenty deers. You have to say a herd of deer, right? You have to learn that a group of them is called a herd. So there are rules around and characteristics of the noun that help you to use the noun. We have this in English in its own weird way. In Sanskrit, there are 3 factors to the nouns. The first one is gender. In Sanskrit, the gender of a word is masculine. Just listen now, right? I'll send you this section so you can write it in your notes later. Just listen now. Gender is masculine, feminine, neuter. How many people know French or Hindi conceptually? Okay, this will make it easier for those of you all, right? What is the gender of Devata? Like Indra, Agni, Vayu, etc. Usually we would say a Devata is masculine, correct? Dara, wife, you will say is feminine. And child, you will say masculine, maybe. Depending. Sometimes you might say feminine, depending who it is. Well, these are wrong. You cannot look at a word in Sanskrit and say this is masculine, feminine, or neuter based on the meaning. The meaning of the word has nothing to do with the gender of the word. In Sanskrit, the word devata is a feminine word. The word dara is a masculine word. And the word santana is a neuter word. So I am trying to tell you that the gender of the noun has nothing to do with the meaning of the word. Nothing. The gender is just a grammatical construct, right? It is very important to remember this. The gender of the word has nothing to do with the meaning of the word. The meaning of the word is independent of the gender of the word. And in Hindi and in French, you have gender. You have masculine, feminine, right? What is the gender of a pen versus a pencil? In English, it's a thing. It's neuter, you would say, right? But in other languages, it has gender. Gender doesn't mean, oh yeah, this looks more like a girl than a boy. Nothing to do with girls and boys, right? As the things have gender. So you just have to know in your mind things have gender. And the reason that it has a gender is the gender will tell you how to use the word in a sentence. So far, so good? That's all you need to know. 3 genders, nothing to do with the meaning. Okay, now let us continue. The next one is number. Number means whether it is singular, dual, or plural. In English, we have singular and we have plural. 1 pencil, many pencils. In Sanskrit, there is something unique called the dual number. Dual means 2, and it is extremely helpful to have the dual case. For example, we were just seeing a mantra yesterday. I offer my hands for worship. I will offer my hands for worship. How many hands do you have? 2. So the word for hand is hasta. The word for 2 hands is hastao. So when the mantra says hastao, automatically you know it's 2 hands. Huh? So it's very cool. You don't have this in, I don't think there's any other language that has a dual case. But because Sanskrit is meant to teach us about our nature and the nature of this world, and the nature of this world is that it is dvandva samsara, it is made of complementary pairs. Duality is built into the world. Well, duality has to be built into the language also, because it will very efficiently and effectively communicate the sentiment of dual. 2. It's very efficient. When you want to say, we are going to the grocery store. Who is we? Me and my sister, my sister and I. So if you say we 2, implied in Sanskrit, you don't need to explain how many people are going, right? There's 1, there's 2, and then there's 3 or more. So this is different between English and Sanskrit. We have 3 numbers, not 2. That's all you need to know. 1, 2, 3, or more. Simple so far? Gender, masculine, feminine, neuter, nothing to do with the meaning of the word. 2. Arshad, keep your questions till the end. 2. Number, singular, dual, plural, meaning 1 banana, 2 bananas, 3 or more bananas. 1 gina, 2 ginas, 3 or more ginas. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Singular, dual, plural. You're like, oh my God, one of you is enough. What are you talking dual and plural? So that is case. That is number. Now we come to case. Case is completely different in English versus Sanskrit. I want you to not write anything. I want you to just listen. The case indicates the grammatical function of a noun in a sentence using special terminations called case endings. In your mind, you might be hearing blah, 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 blah. I don't understand what that means, right? That is fine. All that this is saying, actually, let me show you examples. I'll come back to what that is. There are 8 cases in Sanskrit. Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, case 7, case 8. Now, see this sentence on the right? Sri Rama makes a mala with flowers. What is our verb in this sentence? Makes. Makes is our verb. So the first thing that we do is we look for the verb and we write a little V on top of it. Just listen, I'll send you this paper. We write a little V on top of it. That is the verb. Who is doing the verb? Who is doing the making? Bhagavan Sri Ram. The person who is doing the verb is called the subject. That is the official word for the doer. The thing or the person who is doing the noun, the verb, is called the subject. So Sri Rama will be considered first case. Okay? Just listen. What is he making? A mala. The thing that is made or the thing that is done is called the object. So then mala in this sentence will be what case? Case 2, second case. See, you don't even know the technical things and you can already tell me the answer. Technical things sound more complicated than the matter of fact, right? So leave all the technical words out and just use it. Now, there's other things in this sentence. He doesn't make a mala out of air. He can if he needs to. He makes a mala out of, with what? With flowers. So now you see the prepositions for each case. If you're using by, with, or due to, it will be called the third case. If you're using to or for, it will be called the fourth case. If you're using from or because of, it will be called the fifth case. If you're using of, like it belongs to, you will use sixth case. If you're using in, on, at, you will say seventh case. And if you're talking to a person, like you're saying, Dave, can you bring me the book? Dave, I'm calling Dave. That is, oh Dave, right? That is the eighth case. When I'm referring to somebody, I'm using the eighth case. So now see in this sentence, Sri Rama makes a mala with flowers for Sitaji in the forest. So what will be flowers? What case will be flowers? What case will flowers be? Oh my God, there you go. Show me with your hands. Right, everyone's getting it. Easy. Flowers is third case. For Sitaji. What case is Sitaji? Fourth case. In the forest. What case is forest? 7. How hard was that? That was super easy, right? Now you go back to this fancy sentence. The case indicates the grammatical function of a noun in a sentence. That means that it shows the relationship between the words, just like a preposition. It tells you if it is with, if it is for, if it is from, it is in. You don't need to memorize this. I'm giving you this as an official note so that one day when you look at it, you will know what it means. For now, you don't need to know. You just need to be able to use it and understand, right? The second part, you leave that right now. You need to know there are 8 cases and you need to know how to use them. Now, very super important. It is in your best interest to get familiar with what first case means, what second case means. Like when you say first case, it means subject. If you say second case, it means object. If you say third case, it means with or by or due to, like that, right? But it will come with practice. So first step in using nouns is getting familiar with what these cases are in English. The function, let me go through this table with you all, right? So now you'll see here, case number, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. This little circle thing here is like a C. It's to remind you we're talking about the case. Case 1, case 2, etc. Then the preposition is by, with, due to, for, etc. That is used in the sentence. The function, this is the official referral in English, is nominative, accusative, instrumental, dative, etc. You don't need to know those. We'll go through them once you get more familiar with the preposition and case relationship. We're going very simple approach, as easily as possible, trying to understand and start using it. And then this last column I have given is just for your reference. That is how you say first, second, third, fourth, etc. in Sanskrit. Right? The cases are called vibhaktis, and they have official Sanskrit words. I will not use the Sanskrit words in class. I will use English first, second, third, because we're trying to learn Sanskrit. Then to learn the technical word, to refer to the word, to talk about it in English, too many steps. So we'll talk about English straight. Okay? Now, homework. I'm going to send you 5 sentences. All you have to do is exactly what we did with the Sri Rama makes flowers for Sitaji sentence. You're not translating. Please don't go and look for a Sanskrit dictionary and say this is the hardest homework in the world. This is literally English homework. You're matching words to cases. I hope I'm very clear about that. It is not hard homework. It will not take you more than 5 or 7 or 8 minutes to finish 5 sentences. I will do the first one with you. Pujya Gurudev lived in the Himalayas for many years with his guru. So where is the verb in our sentence? What is the verb? Lived. Lived is the verb. So you put a V on lived. Wherever there's a verb, you write V. You can write verb if you want, but you will eventually run out of space. Just write a little V. Who lived? Who is our subject? Or what is our subject? Pujya Gurudev. Pujya Gurudev is our subject. First case. Okay. Can you say he lived something? What did he live? Is that there? It doesn't say he lived a life. It doesn't say he lived a cool life. It doesn't say he lived a hard life. It doesn't talk about what he lived, right? So there's no object in this sentence. There doesn't always have to be a direct object. So you see the sentence didn't have a number 2. No object. Okay, then you keep going and you look. He lived in the Himalayas. In is what case now? Now you look back at the table. In is what case? 7th case. In the Himalayas. Then what is the next phrase? For many years. For many years will be what case? 4th case. With his guru. So guru will be what case? 3rd case. The guru, it's with the guru, right? But now see, his is another word. His. His means what? Whose? Whose guru? His guru. His is possessive. Whose? Mine, yours, etc. This is the only difficult thing in this sentence. His is 6th case. The other way of saying this, my pencil is the pencil of me. Correct? That's another way to say it. The guru of me. Whose guru? My guru. The guru of me. So his is 6th case. Clear? Simple? So homework number 1 is this. 4 sentences. You'll finish this in 5 minutes. I'm going to send it to you right now and you'll finish it right now. You just look at the case number and you match to the sentence. Find the verb, find the subject, see if there's a direct object, and then look for the rest of the sentence. Easy? Easy. Not hard. Homework number 2. I'm going to send you 5 words broken up, and I want you to join them. For example, you know how we were breaking up words? This homework is to combine words. So I'm going to send you 5 words to combine. and write out correctly. And the last homework, yes, three pieces of homework today, is 1.6, Bhagavad Gita 1.6. I hope that phrase makes sense now. I don't need to say more. Gita 1.6 should mean something to you, right? So we'll break up Gita 1.6. We'll join 5 words and we'll do these 4 sentences. We'll match their cases. So I'm going to send you the pages right now. You can do your homework right now itself if you want. Okay, I'll pause now and I will open up for questions. How does everybody feel? Like Sanskrit's hard or so far so good? So far so good? So far so good. There's lots of technical things you can learn, but if you focus on the simplest thing that you need to start using the thing, all the technical definitions, they don't mean anything in our life. You're going to remember grammatical construct used to demonstrate the relationship in the word. No, you just need to know, oh, this is first case, it means with. I mean, it means subject, and then you use it. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Have a wonderful day, everybody.